I'm standing in front of Sanford Dam, as you can see behind me in the background here. And before I get this video started, I just want to thank everybody for liking, subscribing, and sharing this video, and to my patrons, Kevin, Joanne, and Rick. It really helps a lot, and I really appreciate it. There's been a few people sending me things through the mail as well, so I'll pop my P.O. box up on the screen right now if people want to send me anything there. You may notice that I do have the sunglasses out again today. I told you guys that when the sun is out, I'll definitely be wearing these. I know there was a few of you that were disappointed I didn't wear them in the last video. Let me go ahead now and turn the camera around though, and we'll kind of take a little bit closer look here at Sanford Dam. It's been a little while since I've been here. There hasn't been a whole lot going on. You know, they removed all the debris from in front of the dam here. Looks like they put a few erosion control mats and blankets down here. We have a little bit of grass coming up now. You can see right inside those powerhouses. Right now, the water is about medium height. I was here right after the spring snow melt, and the water was really high and really ripping through here. I do have some drone video over that, so I will go ahead and I'll do a voice over when I'm going to be showing that video. I do have the live camera installed here now, so the live camera is just over there in that direction. A lot of geese out here, pair out here swimming right now. Jumping into some of the drone video, we can see Sanford Dam, middle left side of the screen. The fall area is up near the top left of the screen right now. And as I pan around, we can see the old Sanford Lake bottom, and up at the top of the screen is the Sanford Park. A couple of pools of water still remaining in the lake bottom. These must have been pretty low areas. And on the right hand side of the screen, that highway in view now is US 10. I'm going to fly over towards the north. That is the direction I am facing right now. So this is the far side of the lake bottom. And I'll actually pan up a little bit too, and we'll be able to see that river path. Over here on the other side of US 10, Four Legs Task Force actually mentioned that there were a couple people that cut stumps down. This is okay to do. However, they do encourage people to remove these stumps from the lake bottom and do not cut the roots out. Leave the roots intact in the old lake bottom. You can just top off the old tree stumps. Again, remove the stumps if you cut them, because when these lakes are refilled, we don't want these logs flowing downstream and creating a log jam. There's a shot of the river path to the north. All these twigs sticking out are old cottonwood trees. Watch over on the left-hand side of the screen, kind of right where that fish just rippled, and he's going to jump out of the water right there again. So it's kind of neat to see and capture on the drone. Quite a few stumps and root balls remaining around the side here. Nice drake mallard duck over there on the right-hand side of the screen. And now I will fly up towards Sanford Dam, get a nice close-up view. Usually where I stand is over here on the left side of the screen, right there by that erosion barrier. There's a little bit of erosion happening on the right side of the embankment yet. And we can see the 6 spillways here. They're actually looking at changing these to an 8 spillway, or actually gate system with new crest gates, and converting the powerhouse to actually just being gates to be able to pass some of those flows. I'll talk about this a little bit later on in this video and go over some of the engineering diagrams and details a little bit more. But as I get closer and closer up to the kind of turbines that are housed in the powerhouse here, you guys probably know a little bit more about what you're seeing than I do. Looks like that structure right in the center, that circular structure, is probably where the turbines are housed and where the water would actually flow through and get those turbines spinning to produce hydroelectric power. Looks like there's almost a pipe coming off the right-hand side of this as well. I'm going to go ahead and pan over towards the right-hand side. Looks like there's actually some boards lining the side of that concrete. Wonder if those are old concrete forms that they used when the dam was originally constructed. If so, those boards are over 100 years old. These are the old spillways here. You can see all the gates are in the fully raised position yet. And now we'll go ahead and gain a little bit of altitude, and we'll fly along the earthen embankment. You can see the old lake bottom off in the distance looking really brown, like I said before, from all those old cottonwood trees. Those are going to start getting really green very soon as they start getting foliage on them. Earthen embankment here. slowly eroding away a little more. This was nicely planted grass and pretty well maintained before the embankment failed, and these used to be the old concrete auxiliary spillways, the emergency spillways that failed when the rush of water went over them and kind of undermined them. This concrete structure in the middle, that circular one, looks like that may be where the auxiliary spillways used to be sitting on. And this is Sanford Falls. I get a nice close-up of this later on, so we'll come back to that in a little while. But now I'm going to go ahead and keep flying around this side of what used to be Sanford Lake. That blue structure right in the middle of the screen used to be the old boat launch, and then there used to be docks right next to those as well. Looks like they actually have those gated off now so that people aren't able to go down there and probably drive on the lake bottom from that. Looks like there's actually a fence all along this location. Here is Sanford Park as well. This used to be the old beach. And then right here, the circular concrete structure is the splash park. It looks like a lot of the maple trees are starting to bud out now. These lake bottoms are going to start becoming green very soon here. All that green foliage and leaves are going to start coming back on all these cottonwoods and the other weeds out here. Today I'm going to go around and show a lot of the businesses that have now reopened back up and show the progress happening downtown in Sanford Village, as well as we're going to take a look at one of the green areas that is being formed. And we're going to talk about a few of the events that are being planned for the anniversary, the dam anniversary when these failed. That is coming up very shortly here, and there's a lot of things that are being planned during that. So after that, I'm going to head up to Edenville, and I'm going to start working on installing the live camera on the backside of the Edenville Dam. So if you want to see that, I will actually be posting that over on my other channel, kind of the progress of setting up that camera. A few of you have enjoyed that. And I know there's been a lot of people that have been missing notifications, that YouTube is not sending you notifications when I post new videos. I do have a Facebook page now that when I do release new videos, I'm posting them on there as well. Links for all these are in the description down below, both my other YouTube channels as well as my Facebook pages, so feel free to check that out down below. I'm going to go grab the drone real quick now, do a little bit of flying out here. Hear quite a bit of killdeer out here right now too. And then I'm going to do a voiceover on the drone video and then head on down to Sanford Village and see how things are progressing down there. Jumping back to the drone video now, we are headed towards the south, right over top of Sanford Falls, and we can see the auxiliary concrete emergency spillways there on the left-hand side. I'm going to spin the drone around now, and we'll take a little bit of a closer look to the backside of Sanford Dam. Hasn't been making a lot of changes in the last couple months. Most of the work has been up on the Tobacco River Dam, and hopefully they will start work on the Edenville Dam very soon to do those interim repairs. But yeah, Sanford Dam here has kind of just been in the same state. That blue structure over on the right-hand side is an old turbine housing. The turbines used to be housed in that, and that one was replaced. This video is back on March 12th. So this is a video that I took when we were having a lot of spring melt from all the snow melting in this area and coming down into the river channel. We see how much white water there are there in the Sanford Falls area and how expanded the river basin is into what used to be Sanford Lake. Again, this water looks very turbid. This is usual for our spring snow thaw and melt. We do get a lot of kind of sediment mixed into the water to make that high turbidity, a lot of clay deposits. I am facing north with the drone right now and just flying backwards towards the south. This next shot will be kind of a current video of the Edenville Falls, and pay close attention to a few of the aspects here because I will do a kind of before and after when we had that high rise of water level during those spring thaw melts. And you'll be able to see the large difference of how low the water level is currently in this video that's playing right now, and then how high it was back on March 12th. We can see how this power of this water has just cut into our bedrock. Like I said before, our bedrock here in Michigan is considered clay, and that's exactly what we're seeing right here, is that clay, it's still able to kind of cut down through there. Panning over to the right-hand side now. We can see a little bit of the rapids that lead right up to the fall area. These aren't really considered falls because in Michigan to be classified as falls, the drop of elevation has to be 10 feet or greater, and these drop is probably about 6 feet, so probably not quite classified as falls, but a lot of the locals and people in the area still like to refer to these as the Sanford Falls. And over here on the right hand side of the screen, just coming into view now, is going to be the Sanford Dam. You can see that roadway leading towards the bottom of the dam structure where they put a lot of those erosion blankets and seeded it, where that grass seed is currently germinating now. And right here on the right is the Sanford Dam. The seagulls sure enjoy standing on the tops of those tree stumps, and I know the eagles do as well. They like to catch fish and go up there and eat them. Now we are jumping back to the video on March 12th. And again, like I mentioned, you can see how much water there is flowing through that fall area and how it's just kind of coming straight over and crashing into the bank on the opposite side and being diverted up towards the back of the Sanford Dam as well as downriver of the Tittabawassee River. Now dropping in elevation, and I'll kind of go right up the falls. There used to be a bench near the bottom of this fall area. I'm guessing that got washed away with all these high flows coming down, probably picked it up and floated it downstream. Not sure if that's entirely true. Hopefully someone got out there and was able to pick it up before it got washed down. Now panning over towards the left. This is towards the west. Right now the drone is actually facing towards the north. We can see US 10 traffic on the highway flowing in the background. And the water level on the other side of this area looks almost the same as the downstream portion. So there's a lot of water flowing through this area. We can actually see a little bit of this passing on the left-hand side of the screen in a fall area that usually doesn't have water. Now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pan towards the right a little bit. And we can just see the massive amount of water and the power that it has flowing through this area. It's cutting into this river channel a little bit more each and every day. That's very evident over on the right hand side of the screen now, those sharp embankments where it keeps eroding a little bit more. I'll keep flying this direction for a little bit further, but towards the left hand side of the screen is the upriver portion of the Tittabawassee River, and towards the right is where Sanford Dam's located. After I get the live camera set up on the backside of the Edenville Dam, there are only 2 more live cameras left to go, both the one on Secord and Smallwood Lake. If you want to support those efforts, the GoFundMe pages, as well as you can send me donations through PayPal for those live cameras down below. Now that we got a little bit of stimulus money, I know there might be a few people that have a little bit of extra money and want to support those efforts. Back to the drone video now. I'm flying towards the south. This is the park area over on the kind of middle left-hand side of the screen. Can't even tell where there used to be baseball fields here anymore and parking lots. You can just make out the play gym there, kind of in the center. Drone is probably about 200 feet in altitude right now, and that is Saginaw Road right there in the Saginaw Road Bridge. Sanford Museum is right on the right-hand side of the screen, and that railroad looking bridge is actually the rail trail. So that's a kind of walking and riding trail that runs through many cities here in mid-Michigan. Center of the screen has a little bit of debris and trees that are still waiting to be removed, probably sorted through and sorted out the organic material that can be composted, and the actual trash can be taken to the landfill. Bottom center of the screen is the Veterans Memorial and the rail trail restroom. We'll get back to this in a little while. These are some more shots back on March 12th, right over the Sanford Fall area. And we can see just kind of that facing downward position of the image of how rapid this water is flowing through there. And the drone is facing towards the east. So right here on the left-hand side of the screen, again, is the Sanford Dam, the earthen embankment, the concrete emergency auxiliary spillway structures. I'll come up this way a little bit further, and we can just make out right there on the earthen embankment sitting in the grass is a couple pairs of geese. They are currently making nests now when I'm making this voiceover. So As you all know, I like to film the waterfowl and any birds in general when I'm out flying my drone. I'm now here at the Ellis party store, and we can see that they are back open, selling gas. Really good price on gas though. And you know, if you're in the area, make sure you stop by here and support these local businesses. Let's go take a look inside now and see how things look in here. All right, so here you come in the front door. The new shelving is still coming in yet, but here's all the fountain drinks, some Red Bull machines, all your normal drinks and concessions. Let's head in this beer cave and take a look at how big this is. I know it's probably pretty loud in here, but this is a huge beer cave. They're able to house a lot of different brands and everything in here. And then your normal drinks.
It's nice to just wait on people.
Candy, countertops, and all the liquor over here. Their grand opening is actually going to be the day of the flood. Things are picking up here pretty fast, but you know, if you're in the area, make sure you stop by and support the Ellis Party Store. I'm now down here at the Red Oak Restaurant. You can see they say that they are open Easter, but I think today is actually their official day that they're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So let's head on inside here now and take a look at how nice things look in here. So when we walk in here, see they have these nice concrete polished floors, lots of seating.
This is all the original glass block from the 3 front windows.
Okay, so underneath the bar.
Yep. So they chiseled those out and saved them for me. And then the oak is original from when my grandpa remodeled in the 90s.
And that was here?
Yep.
That wasn't damaged in the flood?
No, we had it propped up with 2x4s so it wouldn't fall, because it was attached to the cooler back there and we had to take the cooler down, so we were able to salvage it. It was falling like from the rafters, but they went up there and jacked it back up. So
this bar is all completely new then?
Yep.
And then you got these nice concrete polished floors now?
Yep. Everything's brand new.
Yeah. It looks nice in here.
Thank you.
I say you have a ton of room for seating in here.
Yep. Yeah, we're just at half capacity right now, so we haven't ordered all of our chairs and stuff. I'm gonna do booths in the back room and everything.
So what are your hours right now?
So we'll be doing breakfast 7 to 12, lunch 11 to 4, and then dinner 4 to 9 for the kitchen hours, and then the bar is open till 11.
Maybe I'll pop up a menu here too, so that people can actually see what you're offering.
I posted it to our Facebook page today, or last night.
I'll be able to put that on there then, so you can see what you're offering.
Yeah.
Can we take a peek in the kitchen, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
This kitchen's all brand new.
So there's bacon.
See how nice and clean things look. All breakfast they're serving right now. Pancakes. So here's the front side of the Sanford Hardware. We can see these are the windows that we'll be able to see on the inside. But all the siding's done here now. Still need to get the sign up here on the front. A lot of progress though. Let's head on inside now, see how things are progressing in there. As you come into the front door here at the Sanford Hardware, we can see that there's a lot of progress here from the last time I was here. I think the only thing that was here was last time was maybe the roof, some of the studs, the rafters, but the floor was definitely not done, so we can see that's all done here now. All the walls are up. We have windows up here in the front, letting in a lot of light. The back area, and right now they're going ahead and assembling all the shelving that's going to be going in here. So a lot of volunteers here helping out setting up today. So that's pretty cool. They're going to be open by the anniversary for sure, but hopefully sooner than that. Again, this is the Sanford Hardware, and more great progress happening here in downtown Sanford Village. I'm here at the Sanford Veterans Memorial now. Grass is starting to come in. Now that it's springtime here, everything's starting to green up. Still even more progress is happening here. I know I've probably said progress a ton of times already, but it is true. So much stuff has happened since I've been here last. All the flagpoles are here. Lights are all installed. Soon to be flags up on these. The memorial sitting right here. This is the rail trail that's running right along here. Sanford Park is just over there. And then over here on this side, there's going to be a couple more flags as well. So there's 5 flag poles here with lights on these. And the pavilion here is looking really great. This area over here is the new green space area. I'm actually going to let Teresa tell us about this area over here now. All right, I'm here with Teresa, and we're at the new green space here in Sanford. So I'm gonna let you talk a little bit about this new space, kind of tell us the who, what, when, and where. Just a few of the details going on here.
So this space used to be a vibrant neighborhood, you know, and the houses here were wiped out by the flood. So they were purchased from the homeowners with the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Act. So now it belongs to the village and it has to be a designated green space. So currently we have just had it landscaped. So we are anxiously awaiting for the grass to grow here so we can start using it.
So can you tell us like where we're at, what road is this, and where it's located here in Sanford in case people want to come visit?
Main and Railroad, this is south of the rail trail. It's located by the Veterans War Memorial.
Yeah, so the Veterans Memorial is just right over here on the rail trail, runs right along there. So who all is donating to make this green space possible?
We have Fisher, and we also have Kevin Burns Septic Company, and then Servinsky Sod Service.
Do you have an approximate completion date of when this will be done?
My hope is that it will be done by the anniversary. I've been told that that's an ambitious goal. I mean, I guess part of it's going to depend on the weather and stuff, but you know, it could be 6 weeks or longer.
Can you tell us a little bit about the anniversary now leading into that question of what some of the plans are planned for down here in Sanford, and do we have an official name for it yet?
We do have an official name, but we're not announcing it quite yet. We have a planning committee meeting tonight and we're going to get all that stuff sorted out. But the name will be announced on Facebook as soon as we have it ready. So what we're planning on doing is on Wednesday the 19th, we're going to have more of a ceremony style day. You know, the 19th is kind of a somber celebration, and it's hard to call it a celebration, but if anything, we can celebrate how far we've come in such a short time. The day after that, we're going to have more like a community day. There's going to be a blood drive. On Friday, we're going to have a music event, and then as far as Saturday, we don't have all the details hammered out on that quite yet.
I'll probably check back in with you later after you're done with the planning committee and we can meet back up and when we get a little bit closer to that anniversary and announce a few of the other things that are going to go on. Here is a good aerial view that we are getting of this new green space from the drone's point of view. We can see they just got done seeding this area. That's why it looks all yellow. We'll be able to see this as I get a little bit closer. It's hard to imagine that this area used to be just filled with houses. This used to be a neighborhood that was completely wiped out when the Edenville Dam let go, the Sanford Embankment failed, and then that water just came rushing right through here and destroyed everyone's properties that used to be here. We can see the village of Sanford now in the background as well. And now I'm going to fly that direction. I might actually point out a few of the restaurants in this area too. The Sanford Hardware right there in the middle of the screen, the Red Oak Restaurant, as well as the Ellis Party Store, all of which are featured in this video. We can see Chris Billings' house right there in the background as well. Here's the backside of the Sanford Dam now. Water level looks about the same. And here's the old earthen embankment. The old emergency spillways, the concrete structures right there. And right over here is the Sanford Falls. Those are cutting into the ground, getting lower and lower. They are pretty much down to bedrock. Actually, they are down to our bedrock here in Michigan, which is considered clay. So now they're just slowly eroding that clay and dropping down in elevation further and further. And then here's downriver. Might actually pop up a few of the plans for this area, some of the new engineering diagrams and construction plans for the rebuilding here of the Sanford Dam, and talk over a little bit of that. Spin the camera around now and walk up to the top. Take a look at the park area. So the park area has been submitted for a few grants for rebuilding. The softball fields as well as the playground. So hopefully they're able to secure those grants to get this area all nice and restored. Now we can start to see it. This here used to be baseball fields. You can see the sign back here in the outfield that used to keep track of score. Over there's playground, play set, parking lot. That over here is Saginaw Road, and the bridge. Sanford Museum is right behind that tree. Used to be a couple more baseball fields over there as well. This area is going to start to get really green in the next couple days. Got a couple spring showers coming. Grass is already green, but all these weeds in here are going to start popping up again as well. This aerial view is provided by the drone again, probably about 300 foot in altitude and facing towards the south. This is the old Sanford Lake bottom in the middle of the screen. We can see that there are no trees growing in that area, and the Sanford Park kind of ball diamond area is here on the screen now, and the play gyms are right there in the middle. Baseball fields used to be here and on the right hand side of the screen. Back here at Chris Billings' house again. Let's take a look at how things are progressing here. Nice deck here on the front. So as we come through the front door, you can see all the electrical's in, everything's nice and painted. Look at these nice cabinets. The kitchen areas come together. And the bathroom over here also has the same cabinets and tub. This, I believe, is their master bedroom. And the last bedroom over here. So just talked to Eric. Hopefully in the next couple days, a couple weeks, they'll be moving back in here. But things again have progressed really fast. Got the ball rolling. Hopefully we'll get the Billings family moved back into their house very soon. Let's jump into a few of the engineering diagrams and details now. This is the first time that I'm actually going to do this, so let me know if you like this sort of structure in the comments down below. We could see that this picture was taken when there was still debris in front of that Sanford Dam. Right here we can see that they plan on building a temporary roadway across where that water is currently sitting behind the dam, and they are going to make a temporary diversion channel right here. This is actually right where the water is currently flowing through around the earthen embankment. This area here is going to be a flood control structure, and then they're going to refill the earthen embankment here. There's a few cleanup areas down here, and then also they're going to remove the sediment down here in the downstream portion. A couple more cleanup areas down here. This work has already started, and there's not much left to clean up there, just a little bit. Now let's jump into the next photo. So this is actually a timeline. We can kind of see here how long they plan on this taking. So these timelines are very fluid and can change and are very wide depending on how certain things line up. But they do plan on running the recovery, financing, engineering, bid letting, and construction process all at the same time so that this timeline is kept as short as possible. Currently, the cost to repair the Sanford Dam is at $92 million. There are 944 waterfront properties around Sanford Dam. The estimated lake return date currently is around mid-year 2025, and the annual capital assessment range per household is between $1,650 and $2,357. So that's kind of a few of the details that were presented. Now we can jump into a few more of these closer up details on Sanford Dam. So here's the dam located over here. The flow direction of the river path is going in this direction. They plan on installing new crest gate spillways. I'll show a picture of these a little bit later on. This right embankment will be refilled, and then this will be a new flood control structure. It's a labyrinth spillway, and then they have a concrete, I'm guessing this is going to be a concrete discharge channel down below that labyrinth spillway. A few areas here that they plan on adding riprap all around the spillways and dam as well. Now jumping into the dam itself, we can see this is the powerhouse right now, and it looks like there's quite a few more spillways than are currently on Sanford Dam. And There actually is. Right now there are only 6 spillways, and in this photo we can see that there are 8. They plan on taking some of the bays out of the powerhouse that currently have turbines into them and making these just into gates that have the new crest gates on them, and then possibly just using the last turbine in this powerhouse as another flood control structure that they're able to open this up in case they need to pass higher flows. Here is a kind of example of those spillways. We'll see this later on in the next few photos as well. This is a zoomed in photo on that labyrinth spillway. They provide a few more details here that you can see, but this is kind of the main structure over here on the left, how it's going to look, and you can see that this really provides a high surface area and is allowed to pass a lot of volume over this type of spillway. So it makes perfect sense why this is kind of the preferred spillway to be able to go with in that auxiliary emergency spillway location. This is an example of one of those crest gates. So we can see they have hydraulics here that are able to raise and lower these. And the reason that these are preferred is that actually if they fail, they are going to fail kind of open position. And if the water exceeds the amount of water that these spillways are able to pass, it will just flow over the top of them, versus the normal gates that come down in kind of the circular fashion. If that water does reach the bottom of those old spillway gates, it is not able to go under there. They're not able to pass any higher flows. So that's kind of just a broad overview of the engineering aspects that are planned for the Sanford Dam coming up. Again, this is going to be in the next couple years. If you guys like this, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below. As always, I just want to give a massive thanks to the people who support me on Patreon. Never underestimate the value of your contribution to keeping this channel going. Thank you.